Hey guys, it is Kevin here in Kobe, Japan. I'm gonna make another GoPro cycling video for you guys, and you're wondering why am I wearing a hat backwards? Well, I've got like the GoPro is on a head strap, and if I don't use a hat, I get these really cool, not cool, marks all over my forehead. So there you go. So let's get this party started. Make a few of these videos today as I'm out on a bike ride. So this is the waterfront area known as Harborland, and I'm just gonna cycle around and, as I normally do, narrate, talk about some stuff, and then we'll go to a different part of the city for another video. Alright guys, so it's a beautiful spring day. It's the 21st of March, first official day of spring. This is a cool boathouse right here. I like this. A cafe there, nice cafe. Alright, so I'm just gonna take you guys again on this little tour. This is an interesting building, this hall. A lot of like, I've heard that kind of like orchestras and drum groups and taiko groups use this place as a rehearsal space. You can clearly hear it when you walk by. There's a homeless man sleeping. So this is a very popular area for people to come and hang out and visit. This is a Kobe Waterfront memorial, the Port of Kobe Earthquake Memorial. A memorial for the 1995 earthquake. A lot of destruction from the earthquake back in 1995. So this area, this is basically what happened to this whole waterfront area. It looked like this, but they kept this one part. They never restored this as a reminder of how destructive it could be. And it was. Alright, so I'm on the waterfront now. There's Coast Guard ships there. There's a building right in front of us right there is a Coast Guard station. So there's a lot of Coast Guard ships here. There used to be a lot more actually until last year when the whole thing went down with the Senkaku Islands with the Chinese and this and that, and basically all the Coast Guard fleet from Kobe, most of it I think was sent down south. Some kind of new construction happening over there. That used to be just a dock over there too. Don't know what's going up there. Some kind of a building, maybe a hotel, I don't know. And there's a flea market going on over here, which is cool. Japanese flea markets are much like flea markets back in Canada or America, very cool. Over there we got Kobe Tower. I get driving here. I used to come here a lot before I had children. My wife worked for a Japanese company, so she was always very busy working, and I have quite a bit of holiday time, so I'd just come down here and hang out and sit on these benches and enjoy the day. So I'm just taking a short break from studying. My wife actually took the kids out for the day so I could have a quiet house, so I'm just gonna drive around a little bit, get a little bit of exercise, shoot a couple of videos, and get back home and get back to the books. So I made a video last night, put up on the YouTube channel about my new Patreon campaign, so that's cool. That's for the podcast specific. So that's a way. If you go to patreon.com/justjapanpodcast, you can go there and you can put some money in the fund and help support the podcast. That's always appreciated, making the podcast bigger and better. To be honest, I mean, you know, daydreaming, that's a pretty cool, this is a luxury boat, by the way. You can go on boat cruises here. It's attached to the Oriental Hotel, so you can go on like a dinner cruise or lunch cruise. Quite expensive, but I hear it's quite nice. So yeah, basically, I mean, like I work 6 days a week out of necessity, so I often work Saturdays, like a part-time job, just because I need to in order to have a relatively comfortable life with a family, raising a family. But I mean, I daydream of getting more serious with podcasting, and even like having my own little kind of network someday, and you know, having a few different shows. So it would be nice if I got enough support, I wouldn't have to maybe work on those Saturdays, and I could actually spend that time at home, maybe producing another podcast, so you could get a few up a week. That would be, that's a goal for maybe this year or for next year. Okay, can I go any further here? No, I can't. Alright, so there's a hotel. I'm going to have to scoot out back this way. So there's a little harbor front tour. The bell, that bell is at the Maritime Museum. These kind of white things are supposed to look like sails. When they're lit up at night, they're really quite stunning. But that's the Maritime Museum and the Kawasaki Museum. It's called Kawasaki Good Times World. You know that old slogan for Kawasaki, let the good times roll. Port Tower. But believe it or not, see the tower. I've been living in Kobe for almost 7 years, and I went in it for the first time just last year. It's not really an exceptionally big tower. I mean, there's definitely a lot of buildings around Kobe that are taller than it. Okay, so again, here's the Maritime Museum. Very 1970s-esque hotel back there. 70s architecture called the Hotel Okura. I'm pretty excited on see the Kobe Maritime Museum. On a Monday, I'm going to go to Kyoto to a steam engine, big steam engine museum with my family, and I'm really excited about that. That looks so cool. Okay. There's a nice big wide open street for you. There's actually a geocache hidden up here that I can never find. I've looked for it a few times and I can't find it. Maybe today, if I have a little bit of time, I'll try to. I don't know. Alright, let's cross the road. This green bus in front of us, that's a city loop bus. That's a tour bus. You can pay to get on. Takes you all the touristy spots in the city. Alright, so here we go. Kobe Town. Now check this out, guys. See, look at this. There's some kind of hydraulics here. That's because this is is this one? Big, thick, strong walls here. This is a part of a tsunami wall or a storm surge wall. And someone left a 10 yen coin up on top of this. We'll leave that there. All right. Well, Royal Princess. I've been on that boat a few times. Once with my son and once with my family for my wife's birthday. Nice, fun little harbor cruises. This big giant complex here was just built a couple of years ago. That's a wedding. It's all wedding halls right there. People have weddings in that place. I'm assuming it's expensive too. Alrighty. So this is a nice place to sit and eat lunch in the spring. Oh, it's really smoky here. A lot of diesel smoke from these boats. Well, that's cool. That's an actual proper little tall ship there. Mirai. I haven't seen that one before. That's not a harbor cruise one, I think. That's an actual... Oh, cool. It's a real ship. There's a port terminal here. You can go buy tickets for the boat cruises and stuff. Okay. This is really, I love this place. Right in front of us, it says Seagull Harbor. That's Konan Home Center, which is kind of like Walmart meets Home Depot. It's pretty cool. I like this place a lot. Or if you're Canadian, it's very much like Canadian Tire. Only you can buy lumber. Can you buy lumber at Canadian Tire? I don't know. If you can't, you should be able to. Alright, through this is a tsunami wall here, tsunami gate. Alrighty. Right up in front of us is mosaic. In Japanese they say mosaic. If you say mosaic, a lot of people don't understand what you're saying, so you gotta have that kind of Japanese pronunciation and call it mosaic. There's big stores and shops, and all this. These are all like really cool shops down here, like a big shopping mall called Umie, which is pretty awesome. All right, folks. So there you go. A little bit of the harborfront area here in Kobe, Japan. So I'm gonna wind this one up. Go check out the links below. The link to my Patreon campaign for the Just Japan podcast is down below as well. That's really cool. Actually, I did an interview last night for a small Canadian newspaper, one in my local area where I grew up, which is pretty cool. if that story gets published sometime soon, I'll put a link to that somewhere too, and I'll share that around on my social media. So go check out all the links below, and check out the Patreon campaign. Go look at the page. Support's always appreciated. The podcast is just going to continue regardless, but yeah. So there you go, guys. Take care. I hope you enjoyed this video.